Well, hello, sir. Today I'm going to take you through my POE Part 1 of the municipality application. So I went with the .NET Core MVC, which is a web application which we're allowed to use instead of Windows Forms. So I'll first, I guess, take you through the code, and then I'll showcase the application. So let's just start. So this is basic HTML, so like your user interface. I don't think we have to explain this really, but we have a form and the required text boxes, the fields we needed. So we have a location field, and then we have a drop down for category, which allows the user to either choose sanitation, roads, or utilities. And then a description, they can type out a description, and then a media input, so they can upload images or files. And then we just have a progress bar, so the user can, which is a user engagement strategy. So I'll start with this code. So this is a bit of JavaScript, so to get the progress bar to work on the client side. So basically, we just use the get element by ID of all the fields, and we store it in a fields array. And then from there, we have this function where we just increment the fold if the field is not empty. So we have these four fields, over here, and then we just calculate the percentage of it. So let's say field 0, field 0 is full, then fold will be incremented by 1, and then divided by the amount of fields there are. So there's 4 fields. So it'll be 1 divided by 4, which will give you 0.25, and then you just times it by 100 to get it as 25%. And then we just display it back to the progress bar. So that's just a little script that you had to have in JavaScript. And so let's go to the C# code, which is the main thing. So I have a class called issues, and in the properties, location, category, description, media, I use getters and setters and a constructor. And then I think that's self-explanatory. And then I have so I went with a generic list. Why I went for a generic list over a normal list is just because of type safety. It's strongly typed. I prefer that. And then another reason, well, it won't impact my application because it's not production level, but if you had to say, it would be performance. It doesn't do boxing and unboxing like a normal array list. So that's the advantage of a generic list, I would say, why I went with it. And I just prefer it. It's good practice, strongly typed. So I went with that generic list of type objects, which is that issues class as shown before with all those properties. And this just calls the page, the view of the HTML. And then we have this public eye action results submit issue, which is so with MVC you don't really have a thing called event handlers. Like it's not called that, but this is it. So this is an event handler. So when the button is clicked, it calls this event. So then we have a try and catch block for your errors or what, basically, and then I use var instead of a string or int just in case, so you can handle any type of data input. So I have var location, category, description, media, which reads from the form of those text fields, basically. So location, category, description, and the media, they will be stored in each of these variables. Then we have server-side validation, because the user on the web could peer with the HTML by inspecting the page. So we have to have server-side validation. So this basically just checks if the location field and category field and description and media fields are not empty. So if they are empty, we'll return this little view back, which is basically like a little pop-up. I'll showcase it. You'll see it in action later on. It's just like a pop-up notification, which will be highlighted in red, telling the user what they're doing wrong, and so they know what to correct. And then we have another server-side validation for the categories. So like if they change any of the category options using the inspection on the client side, it still won't go through what they did. So it checks if it's sanitation, roads, and utilities. If it's one of those, then we create a var issue variable again, which is instantiates the issues object, basically. So the issues class, we instantiate in that, and then we add this var issue into the generic list. So I'll showcase the generic list, data being added to it, and I'll display it in the console for you. And then if there's any, if they do change the category on the client side, this little notification type of thing will appear, this viewback error, telling them. And then this here is just to print the items in the generic list, which I'll show. And then if this form is submitted correctly, then they get redirected to a success screen, so they know that their submissions, their issue is saved. And then you just have your catch if there's any unexpected errors that occurred. So yeah, that's pretty much it, pretty short code. So I explain event handlers and then why I chose a generic list. So let's run the application. Okay, so sorry about that. But yeah, we're on the application. Here's the main menu page. So you can see, pretty nice. And then these other issues are yet to be implemented as stated in part 1. So that's like blocked out. You can't do anything there. You can either click this button to get taken to the report issues page, or you can use this navigation bar. It's both works. So I'll just show you that. I'll also show you the screen size is changing according, yeah. So as you can see, it takes me to this page, and I'll just show you the nav bar works also. Yeah, it takes me also. So we'll first do a valid input. So like, as you can see, the progress bar adjusts. And then we say pothole on Loudon Road. And then we can enter what do you call an image. I'll just use a random image I have. And as you can see, the progress bar is 100. And like if I remove the location, it will go to, yeah, the progress bar updates. So that will encourage the user. That's the user engagement strategy I've chosen, the progress bar, which relates to my task 1, which is progress tracking. So yeah, as you can see, that updates according to the inputs filled out, which will get the user to want to fill out the form. They can either go back to the main menu if they want, or they can submit the form. So for now, we'll submit the form, then they are taken to the screen submission successful, so they know that the issue has been reported successfully. Then they can be taken back home, as you can see. And then, oh, let me just show you, it's saved in the, so, okay, I think I have to zoom in for you there, but as you can see, over here, this is what we entered, and it's stored in the generic list, as you can see. Then I'll just zoom back out. Okay, now let's do leave like a field out. Okay, submit. Please select an item in the list. It'll tell you like that. And then that's just a PDF, run a PDF. Submit. Successful again. Let me just show you again. So there's the other one printed out. So that was the first one that we did on Loudon Road. And then this other one, I just, yeah, did that. And then the PDF is over there. So yeah, it's different. So they're both being saved to the list and printed out. Okay, let me show you now if someone here does an inspection. So they would have to go do this on the client side, and then they would have to, what do you call, let's say for the description box, they remove this required element. Okay, so they removed it now. Let me do that for now. Let's say midran, and then they leave the description issues. Okay, so it's 75, and they hit submit, and then the error, the little notification shows up. So it's server-side validation also, which is very good and which you need to have. And then, yeah, I guess let me show you the article. So if I click this button, it'll take me back to the main menu, which is asked. And then let me show you the different screen sizes, which they asked us to have. So as you can see, this is the different screen size. If you wanted it, then you can expand, and then the drop-down menu shows like that, or like that. And then I'll show you the report issues page. It's like that, full screen. And then, like on a mobile phone, this is how it will look, which is also really good. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm not missing anything else to explain. So just to recap, I have a issues class object and a generic list of type issues class, basically. Then I just get all the inputs from the form in these variables, do validation. If the validation is good, then we add it to the generic list, basically. And then this is just to show that things are being stored in the generic list. This for each loop, and here it is in the blue here at the bottom, as I've shown. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I'm missing to show. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you. So